Morning YouTube, just another one of our short videos on pruning techniques. This bush behind me here is a buddleja davidii, also known as summer lilac or butterfly bush, because in the summer they're absolutely riddled with butterflies. It's the one there. You see all the woody growth underneath. So basically this plant here will put on an average of 6 foot of growth a year. So you can light prune them if you've got them in the back of a border. You can just take this year's sort of growth off down to here, and you can be as brutal as you want with these. What I intend to do today is actually take them down to 2 foot, down to more or less dead wood, as you can see. And next year all they'll do is, see this here, they'll just sprout and regrow. They're not a plant you can do much damage to be honest. We're going to go at it with loppers and parasecateurs today, but to be honest, I've got a saw here. You could go at it with a chainsaw and you do it no damage, so stay tuned. So there's no fancy pruning techniques with these, as you can see. It's just a matter of cutting them back hard. Like I say, as long as there's clean cuts with a decent pair of secateurs, there's nothing to worry about. We have a buddleja and a couple of other small shrubs to do today. The reason we bring the chipper, which I'll show you in a minute, is because if you get off one of these, you'd sort of fill half a van, or you'd fill 3 or 4 bags. So if we bring the chipper in, it just goes back on the beds and gets recycled. Quite a bit of dead wood in here. If you really want to be particular, you could cut these, cut the dead wood back, but these tend to reinvigorate and thicken out. So, like I say, a lot of these will come back. These ones here, which are, as you can see, dead to the ground, we'll snip those right down. So that's it, down to 2 foot. But like I say, you can quite easy, if you really want to, you could even go lower and take it to the ground, because in a year's time it will be as tall as those there. So depending what size garden you've got, don't be afraid just to hack it down. And like I say, rubbish wise, see how much you get off just one shrub. So we've brought the chipper today just to put it through. So we've got a couple of other things to do, like this willow and a couple more buddlejas and an elder. Just to give you an idea, those are the 3 or 4 buddlejas we cut down. If you look how much rubbish we've accumulated, as well as the rather large willow you saw, which we've took 12 foot off. So if you look at everything here, you'd have a van load of rubbish easily. But bringing the chipper, it's going to save us taking everything away. 6 minutes of chipping. Would have been a wagon load of mess to take away, tip and cross plus travel. And there you have it, a small pile which can be spread onto the bed. There we go, all clean and tidy. A few more bits to do on the next visit. Front hedge and another reduction over the December period, and that will be about it for the pruning on this site. So like I say, with the buddleja and even the willow, you can be pretty brutal with stuff like that. You can hack it down as much as you like, and next year it will reward you with a better display. It's amazing how much these small spindly plants, how much growth they can actually put on in a year. Like I say, 6 foot. The willow can put on sort of 12 foot, and they love the wet. If it's in the wet, they can put on even more. So obviously willows are used for things like willow screening for fencing and things. People weave it, so it's got resale value. But like I say, we don't do enough to warrant gathering it all up to try and sell it. So it just goes through the chipper. But you saw how much rubbish we'd accumulate at the end. If I was to go to the tip, which is about an hour from this site, and then if I was to tip it off and then drive back an hour, including your fuel, you've got your labour costs, your fuel and your tipping costs. So before you know it, you've spent roughly £80–90, believe it or not, if you take it all into account, a decent hour's labour charge each way. And like I say, the tipping costs, and then sometimes you get to the tip and we only have one green waste tip in the area, and sometimes it's the same again. You can wait an hour. So all taken into account, the £13,000 we spent on that chipper, which we purchased from Saltex, has been well worth the money. It's saved us an absolute fortune, as well as the hire costs. I think I've mentioned before, we hire the machine out, so it's constantly making money even when we're not using it, someone else is. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope the video was helpful, and if you can give us a like if you're not already doing so, and a subscribe to the channel if you're not already doing so, and to share it with other people so that I can possibly help other people. So thanks for watching, see you on the next one.